Hello and welcome to this edition of On the Record. I'm your host, Jerome Sawyer, and this week we're coming to you from the beautiful island of Exuma. This destination is by far one of the top choices for tourists coming to this country. Outside of the world-famous swimming pigs, this island provides its own unique set of family island charm, in addition to a variety of land and sea-based excursions and opportunities for our guests to really explore and take in all that the Bahamas has to offer. In this edition of On the Record, we're going to take a look at beyond just the facade of tourism and what it does, as we talk to officials involved in the industry and those working in the industry, and even discover that within paradise there are some problems. It's a show you don't want to miss. We're going to have a great time on this episode, so don't go anywhere. This edition of On the Record gets started right after this break.
On the heels of our Staniel Key adventure, we continue our exciting journey with the Out Island Promotion Board. We're taking you to the stunning Great Exuma Island, the crown of the Exuma Keys. Known for its pristine beaches and warm hospitality, Exuma is more than just a tropical paradise. It's a vibrant hub of local culture, commerce, and tourism. As we explore what the island has to offer, we'll dig into why domestic tourism is not just a benefit, but a necessity for the family islands. Our first stop was to the local government office, where we spoke with Island Administrator Earl Campbell and Chief Councillor Kendal Mcphee about what the local government team has been up to on the island.
Thank you, sir, for agreeing to have this conversation with us. We are really on a quest in this production to expose our islands to our audience, and in this case we're visiting Exuma. And so over the past few days through our travels, we have been really experiencing Exuma from the perspective of a domestic tourist. We're Nasuvians and we've come to the island to see what all there is to offer. Now, as we've experienced that, obviously as Bahamians we notice things that tourists would not notice. And so I want to talk a little bit about some of the things the government is doing to improve life here in Exuma and to improve the experience, not just for the people who live here, but also for the people who visit.
Well, there are a few things that the government is doing on the island of Exuma, but let me first identify myself. I'm Administrator Earl Campbell. I'm the administrator for Exuma mainland, the Keys, and also Ragged Island. But to get back to your point, as related to what the government is doing, there are a few things that are going on right now on the island. We have the international airport. Construction work has already begun with the airport and should be continuing very shortly. We also have the rowdy boys from Long Island. They're dealing with the potable water, and they have started from Baratari and Rollville. Now they're coming up to the eastern side of the island. They're not here. They're in the eastern side of the island right now, and we also have Bahamas Striking who are doing road repairs. They're currently in the western side of the island, and they're going to continue all the way up to the eastern side of the island. So right now we're waiting for them to get up in this area and to continue all the way up to Williamstown. In addition to that, we also have BTVI is on the island, so we can have, I guess, persons who are interested in doing stuff with their hands, woodwork, electrical work, plumbing, or what have you. So we keep their skills here on the island rather than importing persons from another island to this island to have things done also. We also have inland revenue, not too long here on the island, to deal with the business licenses part of it. And we have local government. Local government has been around since 1996. We are playing our role as relates to roadside cleanup, graveyard cleanup and dealing with other contracts on the island to keep the island moving. So there are some things that are going on the island, and hopefully it would assist, especially with domestic tourism, persons coming here on the island.
So that brings me to my next question. Why are things like the airport and the roads and even the water important to that aspect of domestic tourism?
Well, you need those facilities in place to not only take care of the domestic tourists, but take care of persons who are living on the island, and also our international tourists, because without the international tourists, we wouldn't have a booming tourist economy here on the island, and indeed the whole Bahamas.
Mm-hmm. I know the airport has been something you've been waiting on for a while. What will an improved airport mean for Exumians?
Well, an improved airport would mean for Exumians that we have the capacity to deal with more foreign visitors coming here. Not only foreign, but domestic visitors coming here to the island also. We need the space because the space we have right now is limited. We need a bigger pre-clearance area, and hopefully with the construction of the new terminal, we'll be able to take care of the space that we need for persons to move in and out of the new terminal here in Georgetown.
Why would a pre-clearance be so important?
Because the pre-clearance deals with not only the domestic travel, but deals with the international travel too. And we need the space or the capacity to deal with all of those persons coming in and out of the island. We don't need a situation whereby there's no space available and it's jammed up in one area. So with the new terminal being built, the space will take care of a whole lot of people traveling in and out of the island.
What other areas, aside from the ones that you mentioned, may be in need of some attention that could make life here a little better?
There are many different areas that could make life a little bit better here on the island. We have to look at our rooms. We need extra rooms. We need persons building probably apartments and Airbnbs to accommodate persons who will be coming to the island. Because you don't want to have a deficiency when persons travel here, especially during the National Family Island Regatta, because persons are all over the place looking for locations to spend a night or two, and everything is taken. So hopefully within the next year, we have a few more persons come with their plans, the town plan, and hopefully we get a few more apartments and other, Airbnb on the island.
Chief Counsel Mcphee also spoke a little bit about what it's like to maintain the island operations.
Our job is to really help people to see Exuma and all of our islands from a different perspective, inward, outwardly, I like to call it. And so as we moved around on this island and even some of the keys, we noticed a very busy and robust tourism industry. Is this something that Exumians are really benefiting from? Is it something that they're embracing? And is the industry growing from where you sit?
Oh yes, from where I sit, yes. Tourism is really booming on the island. From the pandemic, tourism on Exuma never dropped. It's keep coming, and for that it's boosting the economy. Money's getting in people's pocket, helping the regattas, helping the fun homecomings, and that's why we encourage the tourists to keep coming to the island of Exuma.
While you're encouraging the tourists, would you like to, we always say tourists when we think of foreign tourists. So in this instance, could you benefit from more Bahamians coming?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of domestic side of it too. They come to the island, especially to see our swimming bags at Standard Key and the rest of the keys. So that's a plus for us too, for domestic tourists. So they come in and we enjoy them and we happy to have them.
What else needs to be done?
On the island of Exuma, like you see, the roads improving. We definitely need the roads, and we can't wait for them to get on the eastern side of the island, which is much better now. And we must thank Bahamas Striping for what they're doing, and also the waterworks. Little Exuma is out, didn't have water for plus years, about 50 years. Now they're getting running water, so that's another plus there. So I just want to commend our Deputy Prime Minister for making this happen for Exuma, especially on the eastern side of the island.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that we've learned is that you need more rooms, whether they be hotel rooms or even rooms for people to live who are here. What needs to be done to encourage more people to come and set up those things, whether they be small hotels, apartments, whatever? What needs to be done, you think, to encourage more Bahamians to come and build and to operate those businesses?
Well, more rooms. With Airbnb, I think we got a lot of Airbnb, but they, like the administrator said earlier, it never register. The government need to register those Airbnbs. But the challenge we face is long-term rental. We got teachers, police officers, doctors, nurses want to come to the island, but they don't have nowhere to stay because everything is Airbnb. So the persons who have the long-term rental now is turning them over to Airbnb. So we'll encourage persons to build long-term housing for the island.
When you say register them, why is it important for them to be registered?
It got to be registered because the taxes, they have to pay their taxes. The government need to collect their money. And so the tourism side, the tourism need to know that we have tourists in these Airbnb in the event of a disaster, like a hurricane. What we do is we try to know where everybody at so we can reach them and maybe warn them what need to be done to get them to a safe place. So Airbnb, we need to know where they are. So they have to be registered.
Even within your tourism product, you know, there have been some challenges. There was the incident at Sandals. You've had a couple of boating accidents as well. How do those things, when they happen, how do they impact the island itself and the people?
Well, the incident, I don't think they impact the island that bad. Maybe slightly, but they didn't stop the tourists from coming. Tourists keep coming, and so I don't think it impact the island that bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With so many people, you know, with a lot of tourists moving, you know, you're sometimes concerned that things that people may not always be following regulations or doing what they're supposed to. Is that sometimes a concern, especially with the smaller businesses and the people who are operating smaller businesses? I ask because when you talk about the Airbnbs and the fact that people aren't registering them, you know, that's one concern. And sometimes with the small businesses and things, people don't always do what they're supposed to do. Are you all always on the lookout for those kinds of things?
Yeah, we have our challenges with that. You know, some people believe they can do anything they want to do. So we got to crack down on them because no one is above the law. We got rules and regulations we govern by, and we try to push that forward as possible.
Mm-hmm. All right, so finally, people who are watching and thinking about coming to Exuma, what do you say to them?
Well, you know, Exuma is the paradise of the world, most beautiful island to come to.
If I haven't heard that 10 times since I've been
so you have seen it. At least in Standard Key. You wouldn't want to leave Standard Key. You can stay there all week, all month, because Exuma is the most beautifulest place in the world.
All right.
But we have our challenges. We try to do is keep it as clean as possible. That's the challenge we face, keeping Exuma clean. So we're working on that.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All the best to you.
Thank you, sir.
The island administrator and chief counselor's insights provided a valuable perspective on the ongoing efforts to enhance the island's infrastructure. As we drove around, it was clear that while there's still work to be done, the island's charm and appeal remain undiminished. The tourism traffic continues to flow steadily, a testament to Exuma's magnetic allure. When we return, we'll be speaking with a seasoned director from the local tourism office. She'll share her expert recommendations on the must-see attractions and experiences. So don't go away. Stay with us. You're watching On the Record. Our next stop was the Ministry of Tourism's Exuma office, where we met with Charity Ambrister-Mckenzie, a dedicated director who specializes in authentic events. Ambrister-Mckenzie is a true expert on what makes Exuma uniquely captivating. In our conversation, she guides us through the island's most unforgettable experiences, what the tourism office has been up to, and shares her hopes for the future of the island.
Well, firstly, thank you for agreeing to the interview with us, and we are very excited to be on mainland Exuma to really talk about what this island has to offer. I think Exuma has the distinction of being one of those islands that is really doing tourism very well. So let's begin by talking about what the offerings are for locals, because I know internationally you all have quite a reputation and you have quite a constant deluge of visitors.
Yes.
But for locals who just want to come, what kinds of things are available to them?
Okay, so Exuma, as you've said, and I want to welcome all of you officially to Exuma, which we call the jewels of the Bahamas. We have a lot of product offerings. As you already know, there are a lot of sea-based tours. And most people come to Exuma. A must-do is to see the swimming pigs or swim with the swimming pigs. So once you've done that, now, okay, what else can I do? And so there are tours. You can do jet ski, boat rentals, kayaking, ATVs. And I think that might be something interesting for you all if you have the time. There's deep sea fishing, bone fishing, diving. There's just so much in Exuma to see and do. And so on any given trip, you can find something to do every day. Of course, there's the Mariah Harbor Key, which is one of the newer land and sea parks now. It's beautiful, and a lot of persons are booking it. It's really, to be there and see it, it's almost like a National Geographic kind of feel. And of course, there's Stocking Island, where you can pet the stingrays. On a Sunday, there's a pig roast. And as you know, Exuma has many homecomings and regattas. In fact, this coming weekend, it's the Rollville Regatta. They're celebrating 80 years.
Wow.
And I must say that Rollville Regatta is really something that not only Exumians, but a lot of other Bahamians look forward to. Everything is booked out, but the Rollville Regatta is taking place. It's just so much fun. Bahamians are so into regattas, and of course, all of the local entertainment.
So if you're like me, crowds sometimes can be a challenge. And so, while I'm sure there are lots of people who like regattas, there are people like me who come for the peace and quiet and the tranquility, which I think I can see that you all offer quite a bit of.
We do. And so outside of an event like that, and in fact, there are a lot of people who prefer to come when there's nothing happening. And so during that time, the island is so much more quieter, and you can just go to Stocking Island or the beach where you're staying and just relax and have a quiet day. You can do a land-based tour and really visit the historical sites. One, of course, which is Pompey, who led the revolt, and hence the Pompey Museum in Nassau. And then, of course, there's the Salt Beacon and the tombs. But I must say that right now, we are really aggressively working with the Exuma Sustainable Council to restore the first jailhouse, which is in Steventon. And that is where the Pompey statue is and what have you. And so they are working very closely with AMMC as well. And so hopefully soon that can really be an attraction on the tours that people are really interested in going to see.
Exuma also offers a variety of places to stay. hotels, Airbnbs, small hotels, bed and breakfast, and you can literally see them as you're driving around.
Yes.
There's such a variety of places to stay. Has there been the right infrastructure put in place to really support what's happening with tourism? Because it's one thing to get people here.
Yes. So all of that promotion that we do overseas, when you come here, yes, we have to deliver. And so a part of that is, as you would have seen or perhaps know, the airport is now under construction, the new airport, which we so desperately need because what we have, we've outgrown it for a long time. And then, of course, the road works that's going on. So we have new roads all the way from the airport going to Barratari and coming into Georgetown. And so right now, as you drive around, you will see the roadworks taking place. And so that would be from Georgetown to Little Exuma into Williamstown. So we're really very excited about that. But there are some areas that I think we really need some more attention, which would be the internet and telephone services. That sometimes that has been quite a challenge. And so we're hoping that soon more focus will be put on those as well.
How are the people of Exuma receiving this? I know that you know, as an island, it traditionally has been a big tourism spot, but with so much happening and the development happening, and even the face of tourism is changing so much because people are coming for so many different things.
Yes.
How are the locals embracing, I guess, these new trends with tourism?
So for the most part, most of them are really excited about it and are taking advantage of the boom here in Exuma. For example, we now have over 900 rentals. Exumians are on with Airbnbs.
Wow.
So much so that it has become a challenge with long-term housing because everybody seems to want to convert their long-term rentals into short-term rentals. And so it's good on one hand because it gives us the additional rooms that we need. But on the other hand, it's creating another challenge because with so much going on in Exuma, we need people to come in to work. There's no place for them to really stay. And so I guess we have to sort of manage both. So we can really use some additional rooms, like boutique hotels. And so it would be great for Bahamians with money to come in and do something. Bahamians need to get into this business more.
And that brings me, I guess, to our next area of focus, really, which is the future. And what is the potential for Bahamians not just to visit, but to invest in and be a part of the economy of Exuma?
And that is being promoted really right now through the TDC. And as part of the TDC, we recently had a venture pitch competition, which meant young entrepreneurs provided their proposals, and then there would have been a short list, and they came out and they presented their proposals, and the first place winner got $10,000 to assist them with their new venture or something, a business that they're presently doing and need to expand. The second place got $8,000, and the third place winner got $6,000. And so they're doing that around the Bahamas. And so that is a way to encourage young Bahamians in particular to get into tourist-related businesses. As we say, tourism is everybody's business. And so we want more Bahamians to tap into whether it's tours or restaurants, small boutique hotels, and you name it, and businesses that can support these additional hotels and the volume of visitors that are coming.
What can we do as Bahamians to continue to support the economies of these islands like Exuma? And when I say Bahamians, I guess I should narrow that as Nasuvians. What can we do? Because, you know, the reality is whenever we look at vacationing or travel, sometimes we look out of country. When we have all these jewels and the gems of Exuma
Absolutely.
right here.
Yes. And so domestic tourism is very important. And we would have seen that more recently with COVID. Sometimes the industry can be fickle. We recall when we had the 9/11. And so things can happen. And we have to find a way to somehow sustain ourselves as well. And so we encourage Bahamians to visit the family islands. A lot of them, mind you, when they come, they are shocked to find what is here.
Mm-hmm.
Many people come to Exuma and have not left. They fell in love with the island. People come, oh, I have to come back. Oh, I didn't know it was like this. And so we are encouraging Bahamians, Nasuvians, people from Grand Bahama, all the other islands, visit the Bahama out islands. And, you know, there's a promotion as well where you can do 2 fly free. And so there are things that's being done to encourage Bahamians to come to the islands. But I must say, Exuma in particular is considered expensive. And, you know, a budget, whatever it is, people will look at that, my airline ticket, hotel, food, and they say, you know what I could get for this if I go to Florida? Food is expensive. And so while we know that on the islands will be more expensive than Nassau, of course the US, we encourage people to give value for money. You know, sometimes people might not mind spending a lot if they're getting that value. The service, that has been a challenge for us. And so we are continuously putting on training programs. Just recently, we had a public service training through Bahama Host for taxi drivers and tour guides. And so we're making sure that they are prepared and ready to embrace the opportunities when visitors do come, making sure they're delivering the right kind of service, the right information, etc.
Awesome. I think you all are certainly on the right track. I want to thank you for giving us some insight into what's happening here with Exuma. I think that you all have the formula when it comes to really tourism in the Bahamas. It's just now getting more Bahamians to come and visit.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll start looking inwardly when we think about our next vacation. So thank you again.
Absolutely.
And all the best to you and your team
Thank
here
you.
in Exuma.
Thank you.
All right.
When we come back, how has the local market handled the busy season? Find out after this break. With the surge in flights bringing visitors to Exuma, we're eager to see how local businesses are managing the influx. In this next segment, we'll turn our attention to one of the island's key service providers. We stopped by Thompson's Car Rental to speak with Kaylesa Gray, the office manager, who shared her insights on how business has been handling the busy season.
Welcome to On the Record, and thank you for agreeing to do this interview. So I have to first of all say thank you for accommodating us at our rental on the island. You guys, you were very friendly and very helpful when we came in this morning. I want to talk about business on the island from a car rental perspective. You all are, in most instances, one of the first businesses that people will encounter when they come off of a flight, whether it be a domestic or international. So what has business been like for you here at Thompson's Rental in the past, I would say, year or so?
Well, from November to now, it's about 90%. Usually, with the economy still busy for us, we do a lot of online bookings. We have a lot of walk-ups because a lot of guests still walk over once the flight comes in because of recommendation from previous renters. So once they come in, we offer different type of cars that we have, and depending on how many persons in their party, to make them more comfortable.
You all have a lot of cars. You have a lot of offerings.
Over 150 rentals.
Wow. And what are people mostly interested in doing when they come, particularly the walk-ups? Because I think those are the people who are probably just exploring.
Yeah, first of all, they ask for the grocery store, which beaches they should visit. Most of the time, they say the most recommendation beach for them is Tropical Cancer Beach. So with that, and then Coco Plum Beach.
Okay.
So normally those are one of the two most popular beaches for them.
And what about activities? What types of things do people like doing when they come here?
Well, sometimes they ask if we know persons who jet skis, or they won't go down to the Keys to see the swimming pigs. It's just best company that they can book those tours on. Sometimes they already have those tours already booked.
Okay. And when Bahamians come, what are they generally interested in doing?
Well, sometimes most of the Bahamians who usually come, sometimes they come if they on a mini vacation. So they say they come just to enjoy the island, to see what it's like. They usually do the same thing. Sometimes they come to go down to the pigs. They already have their arrangement made. Sometimes your persons who come on Bahamas their first flight, and they go back on the last flight. So they already have the tour company already meeting them to the airport.
So they just come in for the day
Yes.
and do a day of activity?
Some of the tourists too. Because sometimes they say they stay at the Atlantis, but they just come over to go to the swimming pigs.
Okay, fantastic. And how have you seen like the business really grow lately? You've got over 100 cars, that's a lot. Even standing here, I can see that. The demand obviously
So
is
demand mostly for the type of cars is mostly now like the Explorer, the Kia Sportage, the Suburbans, the Tahoe, most of the full-size SUVs, the Wranglers.
People want those big vehicles to be able to move around. Okay. And what is it like as a result of that, living on the island? I mean, with all this business and with all the tourists that are coming in, the economy is going, what is life like on the island?
Well, it's nice and quiet. You can relax. I just moved back home in 2019. I only came here maybe for a year, but I'm still home.
Here?
I didn't intend to be home this long, but I'm home.
What's kept you home?
Work, the peace and quiet, and just friendly people. The tourists you meet every day. So every day is something new you learn.
And different
Just by
people.
being home.
Sure. So do you think there is the potential for more people like yourself to come back home, who may be in Nassau, who may even be out of country? Do you think there's the potential for that?
Yes, because sometimes when we have the tourists, actually, when they return, they say, you guys live in paradise, we want to stay here, what could we do? So yes, we have one or two persons, sometimes they come, they rent a car, they say, I think about moving home anywhere that we could find a property that we can purchase to build. They would ask, and we would recommend them the local real estate companies on the island.
So people do come and it piques their interest.
Yes.
Definitely. All right, okay. So thank you very much for speaking with
too.
us today and for taking such good care of us.
Thank you, not a problem. We'll always do. Welcome, you guys.
We had to take some time to soak in one of the stunning sights. Our team took a ferry ride over to Mariah Key Harbor, which is a national park protected by the Bahamas National Trust. On Stocking Island, we hiked around the picturesque area, surrounded by nature's splendor. After an afternoon filled with adventure, we settled in at our charming home away from home, the Hideaway Resort. The next morning, we had the pleasure of speaking with Arnette Mckenzie, a manager in guest services at Hideaway. Arnette and her team ensured our stay was flawless from the moment we arrived. In our chat, she shared insights into the types of guests they attract and the array of activities they offer.
I am in Exuma at Hideaways in this beautiful resort with this beautiful ocean behind me. Every time I go to a different spot, I think this is the ultimate spot, this is the ultimate spot. But I gotta tell you, this is one of the ultimate spots in Exuma. I'm here with Arnette, who is the manager here at Hideaways. So first of all, thank you for accommodating us for the past few days. Me and my team have been here. It's a wonderful resort, it's a great beach. Everybody has been so friendly, the food has been great. We've had a really, really great time. So I just wanna thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, so first of all, let's talk about what guests want when they come here. What are they looking for? What do they expect? And then what do they get?
Well, they're looking for the friendliness of the people.
Oh, sure.
And they definitely come for the beaches, the snorkel, the swimming with the pigs, that sort of stuff. They look forward to that.
They come for paradise then?
Yep.
You all deliver on paradise?
Definitely. Definitely.
So tell me how you deliver on paradise, because you say you all deliver on it. I've had a taste of it, but I want you to tell the other folks out there, how do you all deliver on that paradise? What do you do?
Well, Hideaways is like a family-friendly resort. Mm-hmm. We offer that hotel feel along with that Airbnb feel, because we offer the villas and the cottages that has cooking facilities, some have the kitchenette, that sort of thing.
So I can come and I can cook if I want to, or I can come to the restaurant.
Yep, we do have the restaurant on premises, which is the Splash. Mm-hmm. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they have some very good food.
They have a nice bar too with the swings.
Yep.
Yeah,
the only one on the island.
The only one on the island with the swings?
Yep.
Okay, I definitely have to come back to enjoy that a little bit more. So when these guests come now, is there a difference between what your international folks are looking for versus what the Bahamians or your domestic guests may be looking for?
Well, then international guests, most days they just want to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Like all day, just beach. Mm-hmm. And when they go out, they want to go where the locals hang out. Not so much where touristy place. They want to go to the fish fry. They want to go to Edgewater, those sort of places.
They want that authentic down-home feel.
Yes, they love that feeling.
All right, now when I come.
Well, the thing it is, when Bahamians come, they come with their plan. They come to experience Exuma.
Right.
Experience everything about Exuma.
Right. So, but there are two different things they're looking for, but I would think that the island offers all of it.
Yep, we do. We're probably the nicest, bestest island in the Bahamas.
You could say that. We bragging now. We bragging. So I want to know though, even from your perspective, like tourism really is the driving engine on the island. Like I would think the majority of the people are involved in tourism in some way or the other.
Yep. Yes.
And what does that do? Like because you know that the tourists are coming and you've got to look after them and make sure that they have a good experience. How do you approach that? How do other people in Exuma really approach that, knowing that these tourists are coming for that paradise?
Well, when the tourists come, you have to put yourself in kind of their position. Like they come from so far
to
experience, what we have. So we go above and beyond to make sure they get that experience. They don't have to ask for nothing. We kind of like offer stuff for them to do. Offer things for they do. Places for them to eat.
You make the suggestions.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
What about the activities? I know there's so much to do aside from the pigs. We know everybody will come for the pigs, but there's so much to do. I'm always surprised when I come because I always learn that there's another activity. So what about activities? What things do you all recommend to them that they may not even know that's here?
Well, look at you put me on the spot. Well, every settlement kind of have like a festival or homecoming, that sort of thing. And the guests kind of looks forward to, mingling with the locals.
Again, getting that authentic experience.
Yep.
Now, I have to ask, what is it like? We like regattas. I talk about meat. That's a different kind of time, right? And you all have quite a few regattas and homecoming. So what are those times like when you have a lot of Bahamians and domestic tourists coming in?
party, 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 and more party.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to see when the tourists come and they just like, even though it's like a lot of natives and everybody is partying, they just get involved and they just party along with the natives. With the regattas, they kind of like the sailing. They out there early in the morning, out on the boats, and they watching the races and stuff. They kind of enjoy it.
Right. And so they're taking in all of the authentic Bahamian things that are happening as well.
Yep.
Fantastic news. Now, this is a bit of a community question. It would seem that a lot of people are benefiting from tourism and the amount of tourists that are coming in. People are able to work and they're able to do other things.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And it seems like since the pandemic, like most of the locals, they kind of like started little businesses catering to the tourists. They have like beach chair rentals. They come and bring the beach chair and the umbrella to wherever the guest is. So they have a lot of little businesses, small businesses have started catering to the tourists.
That's good.
Catering
And so
to the
they're
guests.
it's not just working for the hotels or the resorts, but they're doing their own thing.
Yep, they are. And a lot of the tourists today, at least the visitors, they kind of doing when they come to hideaways or any Airbnb or wherever, they kind of like the local chefs, they like hire chefs to come in and cook for their families and stuff. So it's trickling over to everybody.
All right, so there's lots to do and there's lots to benefit from.
Yep, yes it is.
Sound like I got to bring On the Record to Exuma.
Yep.
I got to bring the show here.
Yep.
I got you. All right, listen. I want to thank you so much for having this conversation with me. Folks, she was nervous and didn't want to do it, but you did a good
Oh
job.
my God.
We had such a good conversation. Thank you. I have to tell you, you all represent the best of the Bahamas.
Yes.
From the moment I arrived here, I saw the interaction and how you interacted with us and the rest of the tourists and how you really made it feel like a home away from home. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Make sure you show this to your boss. Show them.
We've seen firsthand how local businesses are thriving amidst increased tourism and how local businesses play a crucial role in making visitors feel right at home. Whether it's swimming with the pigs, hiking the serene trails of Mariah Key, or relaxing on the breathtaking Tropic of Cancer Beach, Exuma continues to offer truly unforgettable experiences. Our final stop before we headed out was the island's renowned Tropic of Cancer Beach. Although it was bustling with tourists, the breathtaking view was mesmerizing and made it easy to lose ourselves in its beauty. As we conclude our exploration, we hope that you're inspired to visit this incredible island and support the local community. Domestic tourism not only helps preserve the unique charm of our family islands, but also boosts the economy and fosters a sense of pride in our cultural heritage.
Although a work in progress in many ways, Exuma and the surrounding keys continues to deliver everything that it has promised it would be. Beautiful beaches, impeccable water, great weather, fantastic people, and the list goes on and on. We hope that within this show we've been able to capture the essence of Exuma and really what it means to our tourism product as a whole. From the absolutely amazing Tropic of Cancer Beach in Exuma, we want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us, and certainly thank you to the Out Island Promotion Board who helped to facilitate this show. So until next time, I'm Jerome Sawyer saying farewell from Exuma.